Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Imp of B. I really hope you're all keeping safe out there. We've had some more news. Well, it's rumour at the moment, but it's looking increasingly likely that Wales is going to go for a national circuit breaker lockdown, possibly at the end of this week, which means we're going to be back to pretty much as we were in March. It's not official yet, but I've got a sneaky suspicion it will be by the end of the week. So we're all going to be confined to home again, pretty much. So I'm making the most of being able to drive the van while I can. And Teddy and I are at a nature reserve, a local nature reserve. It's within Bridgend Borough and it's called Park Slip. I was born and lived until I was in my teens, about a mile from this area. When I was in junior school, when we were in the playground, all you could see over where we are now were huge humps of soil and heavy machinery because British Coal Opencast were mining. This nature reserve is called Park Slip and it takes its name from the colliery that was here before the Opencast came. The colliery was here from the 1860s. It's not widely known outside this local area, but a very tragic event happened here which had a direct impact on my own family. At 8:20 in the morning of 26th of August 1892, there was an explosion at Park Slip Colliery. This cost the lives of 112 men and young boys. One of these men was my own great-grandfather. Edward Humphreys was just a 21-year-old young man, married and with a baby who would be my grandfather on the way. So this memorial is very poignant for me. It commemorates the 112 lives lost on that fateful day. Each stone in this structure represents one life lost. The whole area now is a wildlife haven and it's managed by the Wildlife Trust of South and West Wales. There's a resource centre here as well, and that's got a lovely cafe and patio area overlooking the pond. It's hard to believe when you see how peaceful and full of nature this area is, that it had such a tragic and industrial past. So Teddy and I are back in the van. We've had our little walk. Teddy is feeling a bit sleepy now. She has got a bit more messy today and I will need to give her a bit of a brush later on. And I had a cup of tea and yeah, it's getting to be a bit of a habit now, but I had a slice of cake with it as well. It was a Nigella Lawson recipe and it's called Easy Almond Cake and it's in the Domestic Goddess cookbook, which I absolutely love. And I've had that book probably 20 years and I've made quite a few cakes in that book and this is one of my favourites. It's dead easy. Essentially you get a block of marzipan, add it to eggs, flour, sugar, butter, etc. Whiz it up in the food processor and bake it in the oven and it's lovely. Really nice cake. So today I thought, with the lockdown looking increasingly likely, so I thought I would do from now on, at least until we're allowed to get out and about again, a weekly, more of a vlog really, a bit of a diary of me and the van of course, and what is news for the week, what I've been doing in the van, and just a general sort of catch up really. This week, news about me. If you've followed me for a little while, you'll know, but if not, I stopped work in March this year and I have been sort of doing a bit of online learning, Google Digital Garage, and a few online courses, really to sort of reskill myself to learn some more sort of digital skills. And I started this YouTube channel back in the spring and have sort of learned the sort of editing process as I've been going. I've taken that a step further this week, and it's all happened rather of a sudden, but I'm really excited about it because I was looking quite a few weeks back now. I was looking for what courses were available near to me with regard to filmmaking and editing. And our local college had a course called Creative Media. So to cut a very long story short, I applied, not thinking for 1 minute that I would be able to, at the age I am, I didn't think I would be eligible to apply. But anyway, I have applied. I'm in a class of 16 and 17-year-olds in my local higher education college, and I'm doing a full-time course in creative media, and I started this week, so I'm a couple of weeks behind everybody, but I can catch up because they've mostly been doing induction so far. So I'm very excited about that. I'm really hoping it's gonna sort of take the editing and the filmmaking sort of to another degree, really. That's my hope. And it sounds a really exciting course. There's a lot of, as well as the video and filmmaking and editing, sort of general media, Photoshop, etc. So that is my latest news. It's, as I said, I've literally started last week. So I've already got quite a bit of work to do. But it's all sort of relative to something that I'm enjoying doing anyway, which is making these YouTube videos. So that's the latest update from me. Because of COVID, of course, although it's a full-time course, we're not in college full-time at the moment. It's a day a week, and because I'm catching up, I'm doing 2 days a week at the moment. There's blended learning, so there's some online learning. As anybody who is in either teaching or a student themselves will know, that's the way of the world at the moment. But that's fine by me, perhaps even better, really. So, yeah, I can't believe it. I'm back at my age. I am back being a student. And I must admit, being around such young kids, I do find quite refreshing. So, yeah, I shall keep you posted on what's happening with that course. So as I mentioned on last week's vlog, I really feel autumn is closing in now, and the trees and the sort of the leaves are really changing colours, and everything looks really stunning at the moment. It really does. And it hasn't been that cold so far, so it's been really quite pleasant going out for walks and walking to college. The college is quite local to me, so it only takes about a half hour. So I'm not taking the van with me. I'm using the opportunity to sort of help my health and fitness and sort of walking to and from. It's no hardship really, is it? But yeah, so I haven't actually been out in the van much this week, other than doing some food shopping and boring stuff. But I have been out today with Teddy, so I like to get the van out, well, at least once a week anyway, just to sort of get the engine turning and everything sort of moving around. And as a little treat today, me and Holly took the van to our local car wash, where we had quite a bit of fun. It's one of these really modern contactless or touchless car washes, so it's really quite complicated, which is why I took Holly with me to show me the ropes. But it was quite good fun, and you can decide whether you want sort of all the hot wax and everything. So giving the van a bit of a sort of a clean up outside, because the wheel arches were quite muddy. So I've done that bit of maintenance. As I mentioned last week, I am going to put the wax on it as well to give it an extra bit of protection. And I have noticed a few superficial little rust spots developing on the sills, and today I noticed for the very first time a bit on the sill. Now, I understand it's fairly superficial at the moment, but any of you Bongo owners out there will know the very real worry of rust on these vehicles because they weren't built for our climate. So they haven't been particularly treated for sort of grit on the roads, etc. And yeah, if you get a van that has severe rust problems, you know, it's very, very expensive to get all the welding done. They can fail MOTs, and really sometimes if it's got that bad, you've got to weigh up whether the cost of fixing it is worth actually the price of the van, which is a horrid thought. And it really strikes fear into me about this rust. So I'm looking at advice from any of you really initially on how to treat these fairly superficial bits, but I just want to stop them before they get any further really. So that's something I'm going to be looking at this week. Obviously during this week I am in college 2 days and I've got some assignments and catching up, so I will be on my laptop quite a bit. As I said, the plan is for the Bongo to be a sort of a home office for me really, because with pretty much all of us in the household at the moment either studying or working from home, finding a quiet spot away from everybody in the house is proving a bit of a challenge at the moment. I'm going to start sort of coming out to the van to do all my sort of laptop work. I need to look at getting a bit of a boost for the Wi-Fi, because even on my driveway the Wi-Fi does get a little bit sort of patchy. I've got quite a lot of data allowance on my phone, so I can always sort of toggle my phone to it, but that's not ideal. But the other thing, the other news, and I'm going to do a separate video on this because I'm sure there'll be a lot of you out there who are keen to know more. But I did talk a little while ago during the summer that I was going to have heating fitted, a diesel heater fitted to the van. And I've had the diesel heater fitted, which is very, very, very exciting. And for me, the utmost in luxury for a camper van. But it's been so mild, to be honest, I haven't really got it going as yet and sort of get it work. I mean, I've got it working and I've tried it and it's absolutely amazing. But I haven't really got used to all the controls and everything and how much sort of diesel it uses. So there will be a video solely on the heater coming very soon. I'm really, really excited to, you know, once we are able to go away again in the winter, this opens up a whole new world for me. But the main reason is that I can sort of get out here and do some work in the van with a bit of heat in the background, which will be, you know, really amazing. And then this truly will be my home office, and I will be sort of rearranging. I know back earlier in the summer I was taking all of my hobby stuff out of the van and putting all the camping stuff back in, and now I'm doing the reverse. All my camping stuff is coming out and sort of home office stuff and knitting stuff is coming back in the van. But that's pretty much my update for this week. Daddy, you got anything you want to say? No. So, and of course next weekend we've got the clocks going back, so it's really going to feel like autumn and winter. It's going to be a very strange Halloween and bonfire night this year, but I'm sure we'll be able to do something nice anyway. We can still buy food and drink, so I think anything pleasant at the moment revolves around food and drink. So anyway, I hope you're all having a good week. I hope you're all well and all your families are well and you're able to still enjoy the sort of the darker, cooler days. And those of you with bongos or camper vans, I hope you're all getting out, even if it's just local or just for the day. And I enjoy seeing all of the stories on Instagram, so I shall continue to do that. And I will catch up with you next week with an update on what I've been doing this week. So I'll see you next week. Take care, everybody. Bye.